If video games weren't considered art 20 years ago, then they certainly are by now. Think of all those compelling stories that make you laugh and cry all in the space of one level. Think of the heroes and villains. Think of the beautiful worlds, horrifying monsters, and hypnotic soundtracks. Think of all of that and put it in a box and lock that box and shove it under your bed for the next 10 minutes, because today we're talking about video gaming's greatest unscripted moments. Be they random RPG encounters that occur outside of the main story, or just outright glitches that the devs absolutely did not mean to include, sometimes the best experiences you can get out of your playtime are those moments that take place in the background. Better deactivate your main quests, because here are 8 hilarious unscripted moments in video games. Number 8, The Call of Nature, Tom Clancy's The Division. In the dark, devastated streets of post-apocalyptic New York, moments of carefree enjoyment are few and far between, with rival gangs all vying to take Death Squad control of the city's ransacked districts and the newly activated Division agents trying to restore order. It seems the entire world has gone to the dogs. The dogs themselves, on the other hand, would beg to differ and are about as carefree as they come. While the world is falling apart around them, they're content to just spend their days squatting down to unload the occasional Richard III before scampering off again to do whatever it is that dog dudes do. And God, are we grateful for this. When things are getting a little too intense for you in the Division, nothing brings you down to earth better than seeing one of these furry friends unloading a Cleveland steamer into the snow, giving even less of a shit about the state of the crumbling world than the shit he's literally giving. We could all learn a lot from such a simple life. Number 7, Plane vs. Horse Grudge Match, Battlefield 1. World War I, one of the bloodiest, most harrowing conflicts in human history. Trench foot, chemical warfare, barbed wire, mud. How could a game about such a war even hope to raise a smile in its players? Well, by allowing you to murder a horse using an aeroplane. That's how. Incredible. Now, despite the game actually giving you a roadkill medal for doing this, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that it's probably just a product of the parameters in the code, and DICE themselves never actually thought that people would earn medals doing this on a regular basis. It goes to show that some of the best unscripted moments in gaming come from the creativity of the players like you and me, who can use the tools at their disposal in amazing ways the developers could never have seen coming. Number 6, Pure Unadulterated Chaos, Just Cause 3. A number of games could feasibly represent the entry in this list dedicated to generic mayhem, but let's be honest, the Just Cause series is your number one service provider for explosions, vehicles, and exploding vehicles. With such an amount of cars, planes, obscene pyrotechnics, and all kinds of other equipment on offer, the scope for death-defying stunts is limitless. Why not strap boosters to a motorcycle and see where the propulsion takes you? Why not grapple onto an ignited gas canister and soar into the air like an inverse Major Kong? Why not tether an NPC to literally anything? Everything. Look at this game. Jesus, who the hell cares what the main story actually is? I love it. Number 5, Botches, WWE 13. Yeah, get me using wrestling words. So look, it's not just superstars who make mistakes. Game developers are just as guilty. Hey, we're all human, and with a new WWE game every single year, 2K can be forgiven for letting a few bugs slip by, especially when they're all so damn hilarious. One of my favourites was actually captured by none other than What Culture's own Ben Potter. And God, what is even going on? I'm calling a breach of the wellness policy here for sure. There's no way a man could move that fast and then phase completely out of the confines of reality without at least some kind of performance enhancer. 30-day ban at least, am I right, guys? Number 4, To Train a Horse, Red Dead Redemption. Between this and the Battlefield 1 entry, I might look like I revel in the mistreatment of horses, but that's absolutely not true. If we didn't have horses, we wouldn't have Pritt Stick, so I'm all about the equines. That said, they're a bunch of morons, sometimes, admit it. You're riding along in RDR about to do the old classic, lay a hogtied victim on the tracks and watch him get squashed, which in and of itself is an unscripted creative moment on the part of the player. Well done us for making that a thing. So, victim placed, move to a safe distance, nice camera angle, train approaching. Horse, what are you doing? Oh god, what a mess. Why do they always do this? Is this why I'm late to work every morning? It's not leaves on the line, they're just wiping up what's left of Seabiscuit. Number 3, Live Chat, Fallout 4. There was always something so bizarre about being able to jump into a dialogue that pauses the entire world in certain action-adventure games. Swamped by enemies? Heh, no bother, just have a chat with that NPC over there and take a break. Unless you're playing Fallout 4, of course. Fallout 4 bucks the trends. Fallout 4 gives us moments like this.
But through all that crap, I notice you've always been sticking by me. You know, watching me back and making sure I don't do anything stupid.
Okay, I think I can now see why they went with the other method. It's much cleaner. Number 2, blasting off again, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This one needs no introduction beyond this fairly unremarkable shot of a Skyrim giant, because no matter what the context, you see these guys and think about the same thing every time. 3, 2, 1... Look at that. There's no greater way to travel. It's hard to nail down the exact origin of this because there are plenty of conflicting stories about it online, but one version of events goes thus. This was first noticed during development before the game's release because the giants had been given far too much force on their attacks, leading to your body being flung into the sky at an incredible speed. Better get that fixed, thought the developers, for less than a minute before they decided it was the greatest thing they'd ever seen and chose to keep it in. I hope that's true, but whatever the case, thank God it made it to release day. Note, Poochie died on the way back to his home planet. And number 1, taking a tumble, the FIFA franchise. I love the Impact Engine. I bloody love it. God f***ing bless the Impact Engine. The awkward flopping around, the horrendously brutal tackles, the non-existent reaction times. It makes every single player look like they're playing blindfolded. As further installments in the series come out, a little bit of me dies inside as minor improvements are made to the engine to remove mishaps like this. I defy anyone who says it needs fixing in order to improve realism, for one thing. The quote-unquote broken state it's in right now makes it look like everyone's diving in the hope of winning a free kick, and that is as real as a football video game could possibly get. Bunch of pansies. And that's our list, but I would love to read your comments about all the crazy unscripted moments you've experienced in gaming. Bit of a subjective term, of course, so give me everything from unintended glitches to deliberate features of dynamic game worlds. You know, all that background stuff like dogs taking a shit. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here and What Culture Gaming here. I'm Peter from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.